Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Sunday evening, September 15, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are on the path of these tropical systems that we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak of Atlantic hurricane season, that's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your coworkers, your relatives, and even your church brethren, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Leave a comment down below letting me know what that has been like here recently. Also, feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the US National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. We can see that as of their latest update that just came out, at it should say 7:42 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is actually 6:42 p.m. Jamaica time. We can see that we now have Tropical Depression Gordon. Yesterday it was a tropical storm. Now it has downgraded back to a depression, packing maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour, and it is moving towards the west at 8 miles per hour. And as expected, it is still on track to turn northward, just as we saw in yesterday's forecast. So it will continue on that west or slightly west southwest track, then curve northward and possibly re-strengthen back to a tropical storm as represented by the S's around Thursday into Friday. However, we can also see that area of the southeastern coast of the United States that they had highlighted has now been bumped up by the Hurricane Center to a potential tropical cyclone. Potential tropical cyclones, as we know, has to do with somewhere in between a tropical depression and a tropical wave. So it's not necessarily a tropical depression or a storm as yet, but because they want to get the advisories out, they've come up with this new system where they designate these systems as potential tropical cyclones. And now we have potential tropical cyclone number 8, which is expected to strengthen to an S, as we know is a tropical storm, as it moves towards the west and then to the northwest into South Carolina. Yesterday, it was forecast to move more so into North Carolina, but we can see as the tracks have been changing, these things happen. We get adjustments from time to time. Right now, it's packing maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour. That's tropical storm status, if I don't know what it is. And the Hurricane Center knows exactly why they haven't upgraded it as yet. Maybe it's lacking low level winds or thunderstorms, mainly on the southern side. Who knows? Either way, it's definitely expected to make landfall in South Carolina around 2 p.m. on Monday. You can see the tropical storm force winds extending out to the north and the east of the system center. And we can see that it is expected to move towards the northwest, or it is already moving towards the northwest at 7 miles per hour. And if we take a look back at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun, though, we can see these entities. These potential tropical cyclone right here off the coast of the southeastern United States, and the tropical depression Gordon right here. Definitely a naked swirl associated with it. We had most of the thunderstorms off towards the east of it in yesterday's video because of the wind shear coming in from the east. So it makes sense that this system has been downgraded because most of the thunderstorms associated with the swirl has left the circulation. If we take a look at the next names on the list, we know that we just had Gordon, which has downgraded back to a depression, but once it's re-strengthened, it's still gonna have its name Gordon. But regarding potential tropical cyclone number 8, this system is expected to acquire the name Helene. And then after Helene, we might have Isaac, then Joyce. And there's a lot of talk on social media about something possibly developing in and around the Caribbean near Jamaica sometime in the near future. If not this week, maybe next week. So maybe we might just see the Hurricane Center highlight this area. We'll see how that goes. Let's wait for the Hurricane Center to show something before we jump up and follow what these models are showing, because we know these models can change, these models can drop whatever they've been showing. And I don't want to show something in vain, having persons saying, oh, there's something coming, and then there's nothing coming at all. So let us wait. Let us not jump the gun. Let's wait for what the Hurricane Center is going to be showing first regarding whatever forms, if something actually formulates. If we take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see that we still have that stalled out frontal system attached to potential tropical cyclone 8 right there across the southeastern coast of the United States, stretching all the way up into the northern portion of North Atlantic. We can see Tropical Depression Gordon right here still has the name Tropical Storm Gordon on this map, so they haven't updated it as yet. A tropical wave to the west of Jamaica right there, a tropical wave across Hispaniola and northwestern Venezuela, and a tropical wave right here across the Cabo Verde Islands. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images again, before the sun went down, we can make out these entities. The tropical wave that affected portion of Jamaica, more of the thunderstorms right there across northern South America, let's say maybe Costa Rica, northwestern Panama, as well as portions of Cuba and the Cayman Islands. And we can also see the clouds associated with the other tropical wave, more so affecting Hispaniola than anything else. We don't see much of it across the central Caribbean or northwestern Venezuela at all. And we can see the clouds associated with Gordon right there swirling away, as well as the clouds associated with the other tropical wave closer to Africa. We'll be talking about the rest of the Caribbean a little later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Sunday, September 15, 2024. It was stated that parts of eastern Jamaica would have received some morning rainfall, and then the rainfall would have shifted to northern and western Jamaica during Sunday afternoon. And just for reference, we know eastern Jamaica, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Surrey, like Portland, St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew. Western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, like Hanover, St. James, Trelawny, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth. While northern parishes, we're talking about those parishes on top, like Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawny, St. James, and Hanover. And what ended up happening? Although a post wasn't made to highlight what was happening in the morning here on our Twitter page over the Jamaica, by the way, keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page over the Jamaica, but on our Instagram page at weather.jamaica, on our TikTok page at weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there, as we make posts throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we definitely had some rainfall in the morning hours, some isolated showers more so across portions of Portland and St. Thomas than anywhere else. More in the way of overcast skies too than rainfall. So that indeed confirms the rainfall for the morning. We even had a comment coming in on one of the social media platforms. Somebody in Portland said that it was raining this morning for sure. Then by afternoon, the visible satellite image was posted, and it highlighted some clouds, bringing some isolated thunderstorms to portions of some northern and western parishes. More so sections of St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawny, St. James, sections of Hanover and Westmoreland got on some of the isolated shores. And then the infrared satellite images were posted after that. And if we go back and take a look right here, we can see the infrared showing the high cold cloud tops, showing the cumulonimbus clouds. Keep in mind that this was posted at around 4:05 p.m. and it highlighted the cumulonimbus clouds as represented by the blues, greens, yellows, oranges, reds, and the blacks within all of that. And we can also see the sparkling white dots that we know represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes. So we definitely had some thunderstorm activity across portions of St. Mary, section of St. Anne, Trelawny, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, and even portions of northwestern St. Elizabeth. And if we take a look here at the visible satellite images of Jamaica before the sun went down, we can definitely see what took place. We had more so of an east-southeasterly kind of flow. We can see it right there across the island. And that was what brought the build-up of the mid-level to upper-level thunderstorm clouds across portion of northern and western Jamaica. And even before the sun was going down, we saw a huge burst of convection right there across portions of St. Anne and St. Mary. And if we take a look at the latest infrared satellite images, we can see all of that. And I want for you to note how the thunderstorms are just expanding in all directions to signify that the upper level wind shear that we've been getting for the past week out of the northeast has now dwindled. We don't have much in the way of upper level wind shear at all. So these thunderstorms can burst and go out or fan out in all directions, as we could have seen right there. So it is just in the way of more overcast skies, especially right now, especially across section of some northern parishes. Maybe some leftover rainfall across section of St. Anne and St. Mary as we speak. And if we take a look at the live cam from See Jamaica's YouTube channel, showing what was taking place across the national arena, considering that today was, I believe, the PNP's annual conference, if I'm not mistaken. You can see all of the supporters right there in their oranges, out in their colors. Definitely a windy day across the corporate area. Not much in the way of rainfall at all. The perfect day for these activities for them. And this was valid for 3:23 p.m. Jamaica time. And keep in mind that if you'd like to see more live streams like this, you can visit See Jamaica's YouTube channel, where they also show Halfway Tree, Crossroads, the Kingston Harbor, and even Flatbridge. If we take a look at the very latest infrared satellite image that just came out at 35 minutes past the hour, so this just came out at 7:35 p.m. Jamaica time, considering that the time is 7:48 p.m. Now we can see the latest, just like what we saw earlier, showing some clouds associated with what was affecting portions of St. Anne and St. Mary, right there across portion of more so central Jamaica than anything else. And if we take a look at the latest Cuban Doppler radar image, let's see if we can get very latest image. This is showing the very latest as of 8:10 p.m. But we're actually reloading it to see if we can get an even more updated radar image to display. Alright, so here we go. The latest radar image is as of 8:40 p.m. Jamaica time, and we can see that we don't have much taking place across the island right now, but we do see some dots of green to represent some light to moderate rainfall off to the east and the southeast of the island right there. Some rainfall between Haiti and Jamaica, some rainfall between Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. You can see some very heavy rainfall right there to the north of the Cayman Islands as well. And if we take a look at the Guantanamo Bay Cuban military radar, we can see some rainfall across section of southeastern Cuba, some rainfall across northwestern Haiti, as well as the waters to the west of Haiti. On the Cayman radar, we can see some of that rainfall that we just saw on the Cuban Doppler radar images to the northwest of Jamaica, and some isolated showers in and around the Cayman Islands, especially to the north of those islands. And if we take a look at the very latest from Crossroads, we can see definitely a fair night for the most part. Not much in the way of rainfall or cloud cover at all across the corporate area. Definitely gonna be a smooth night in general. And if we take a look right here at the temperatures right now, we can see we have 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 28 degrees Celsius in Kingston. And by about 4 a.m. on Monday, temperature should dip down to about 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 25 degrees Celsius in Kingston. Taking a look here at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is showing 18Z on Monday, which is actually 1 p.m. on Monday. And we can see Jamaica right here embedded in some orange colors. And that represents all the way up to 3 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures, as we can see by the key on the right. I know the normal temperatures for the month of September across Jamaica are close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. When calculated, 90 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 32.2 degrees Celsius. So it should be receiving anywhere from 32 to 35 degrees Celsius at most, given the 3 degrees Celsius rise in temperature tomorrow. So that's what's expected, 32 to 35 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on Monday. So if you're going out, please ensure that you stay hydrated as much as possible. Eat more fruits, watermelon, apples, grapes, you name it. Seek shade, stay indoors under a fan or under AC if you're able to. Or if you have to be going outside in the sun, please ensure that you dress down. Not many long sleeves, more short sleeves, and even wear a hat than anything else if I were you. If we take a look here at the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Monday, we can see Jamaica right here, right to the south of Cuba in the clear. We do ever see some slight browns that represents the Saharan dust right there across the northeastern Caribbean, reaching all the way into portions of the northern section of the main development region. And that's just about it. We don't see that vigorous plume that we normally see closer to Africa, that dark brown that we know can cause hazy skies or trigger some amount of respiratory illnesses in some persons. and we're indeed grateful for that. And in terms of the wave forecast for tomorrow, we can see that both the Euro and the GFS models are still in consensus that from the Gulf of Mexico into the central and eastern Caribbean, we should be getting in on those 0.5 meter wave heights all the way up to 1.5 meter wave heights. And that's because the winds are going to be averaging anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 knots, maybe even gusting to 20 knots, especially across the Caribbean where we see some slight yellows with the winds curving slightly northward, so more of an east-southeasterly flow to the south of Haiti right there, maybe gusting to 25 knots in some areas across the water. But in terms of what's expected across Jamaica for tomorrow, we definitely see the flow coming in more so from the east-southeast. If we look closely, we can see the winds right there moving slightly in a northerly kind of fashion for sure. And we can also see the air going to be piling up across sections of northern and western Jamaica again. So all of those low level clouds might become mid level rain clouds, if not upper level cumulonimbus clouds again across sections of some northern parishes, as well as some western parishes, like maybe northwestern St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, section of St. Mary might get on some of the action as well. And keep in mind that whatever comes off of the sea from the east southeast could bring some overcast skies and isolated shores to section of eastern Jamaica, like Portland and St. Thomas, maybe even spilling into portion of St. Andrew. We'll see how that goes, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted on my other social media platforms with what takes place in the morning. And regarding the upper level winds, this is valid for 18th on Monday from the GFS, and it is showing 1 p.m. actually, and we see that there's not much in the way of wind shear at all. The strong upper level wind shear that we were getting in on has now shifted westward now across Central America. We can see more whites than anything else across majority of the Caribbean to indicate that we don't have much in the way of strong wind shear at all. Definitely going to be fear in general, just like what we saw on the infrared satellite images earlier. We don't see these high cold clouds being blown off in any specific direction. All clouds are fanning out in all directions when they become cumulonimbus clouds, and that's what we're expecting tomorrow as well. And if we take a look at the actual rainfall forecast now, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both valid for 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 5 a.m. Jamaica time. And we do see the blues that represent rainfall across portion of eastern Jamaica. So section of St. Thomas and Portland might get on some of the rainfall again around 5 o'clock. Then by 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time, we see the rainfall shifting to northern and western Jamaica, with all of that air piling up to northern Jamaica. So definitely sections of St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland for sure getting in on that afternoon rainfall. As a matter of fact, if you look closely, you can still see that section of Portland and St. Thomas could be getting in on some rainfall still. So look out for that. So the forecast is for morning rainfall across eastern parishes. Then it also affecting western, northern, as well as eastern parishes during Monday afternoon. So look out for that on our social media platforms. Even the accumulated precipitation forecast maps from the Euro and the GFS are in consensus that there's going to be rainfall within the next 24 hours. This map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until Thursday and Tuesday when calculated. That's all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Monday. And we can see the Euro definitely a bit more robust than the GFS, showing some dots of reds close to an inch of rainfall, as we can see by the key on the red, especially across eastern and northeastern Jamaica. We can also see that rain across western and northern Jamaica. And the GFS definitely adamant about western, northern, and eastern Jamaica with all of the rainfall, all the way up to 0.6 of an inch of rainfall. And we'll take it. We're indeed grateful. We're in the month of September. In Kingston, whose bar graph is here at the top, we usually receive close to 100 millimeters of rainfall for the month. That's almost 4 inches of rainfall. In Montego Bay, whose bar graph is shown right here at the bottom, we usually receive almost 7 inches of rainfall for the month of September. That's almost 175 millimeters of rainfall. Clearly, Montego Bay usually receives more rainfall than Kingston. But we'll definitely take all the rainfall that we can get to cool down the temperatures and keep the water in our pipes. And keep in mind that if you'd like to visit or if you'd like to see what your specific parish gets throughout the year, you can visit weatherandclimate.com to find out the annual rainfall And you can use this graphic right here to do the calculations regarding the rain gauge. We know that 1 inch of rainfall is about the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall, so you can do the calculations yourself. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So as stated, we have the frontal system attached to the leftovers of Francine, as well as potential tropical cyclone number 8 right here, sprawled out across the northern portion of North Atlantic all the way into the southern and eastern United States. Clouds associated with tropical waves lashing Central America, Cuba, the Cayman Islands, sections of Haiti and the Dominican Republic too getting in on that tropical wave. Gordon spinning away right here, that's tropical depression Gordon. And numerous clouds associated with the intertropical convergence zone across the southern portion of the main development region, attached to a tropical wave that's affecting portion of the Cabo Verde Islands. And if we take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean, let us see what's unfolding right now. We can see some isolated hit or miss showers right there in and around the British Virgin Islands, to the southwest and to the west of Puerto Rico. And if we put the Doppler radar images into motion, we can see that for the most part Puerto Rico didn't get in on much rainfall today. Just some isolated showers coming in more so from the east southeast and then pushing towards the west northwest. No drastic afternoon thunderstorm at all took place. Even on the Barbados radar, we do see some rainfall passing to the south and to the north of there. Rainfall seems to be coming in more so from the east northeast, or is it more of a northeasterly flow? Either way, there's definitely more rainfall in store for section of Martinique, St. Lucia tonight. Some of this rainfall already affecting sections of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, section of Grenada, section of Tobago getting in some rainfall as we speak. Not seeing much taking place across Trinidad right now. But if we take a look at the weather view of Doppler radar images, we can see some rainfall right now across section of southern Florida, Cuba, the Yucatan Peninsula, Guatemala, Honduras, section of Nicaragua, Colombia. And we can also see some rainfall across sections of French Guyana's coastal areas. And that relates to where the rainfall is expected within the next 24 hours. This map from the GFS and this map from the Euro are both showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 3 on Tuesday when calculated. That's all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Monday. And we do see the isolated showers in store for a portion of the Eastern Caribbean. If they're not already receiving that rainfall right now, they're gonna get it within the next 24 hours. For a section of Guadeloupe southward, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, section of Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, sections of Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, sections of Guatemala, Belize, the Yucatan Peninsula, sections of the Cayman Islands will be getting on some rainfall. So too Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, sections of Cuba, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and even Florida. We see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with this forecast. And we know that when they're in consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.